Terence and Beth from A Foreigner in the Philippines, and we wanted to do a little interview of these two and talk a little bit about their lives and a little bit about their relationship, how they met. All of us who are fans of the channel have heard bits and pieces about the relationship, but Bing and I thought we'd ask a little more specific questions about their lives. So we'll proceed from here.
Okay.
So thank you, Terence and Beth, for being here and giving us the chance to do this today.
You're welcome.
So
Thank you for the opportunity, for having met you here and having spent time together and have fun with Nana
And of course,
as well.
here with beautiful Bibi, I call her, and Nanai.
It's nice time together.
Well, it's been our pleasure, and you're always so very generous. We mustn't get used to this. You can't do this again because chances are that if I keep eating at that buffet, I'll weigh 280 pounds. So this will have to be the last time, okay? So we wanted to shoot away.
Okay, so I suppose the first question I would ask is, how did you two meet? How and where did you? I know you met in Cebu somehow, but we have some ideas. But how did you meet and where?
Yeah, we just met here in Cebu with some common friends that introduced us. So we're meeting she fly to Manila here and we met. That's the last day of our stay. We stay here in Cebu that we met and that's the earthquake, which is 7.3.
Yes, if it was 13.3, honey, we wouldn't be here, believe me. It was a 7.3. Yeah, so we met, we exchanged a few unlikely texts in that I was too old and she was too young. And I've always said this, we never intended that, we never thought that anything would happen. And so we just decided that we'd meet, and it was the last night that I was going to be in Cebu, and I was heading for home, and I was actually living in Mabalacat at the time. So that was where we were then.
Where's Mabalacat?
And then we met. It's in Pampanga, and I met Beth, and well, she wasn't bad looking, so I thought, well, maybe. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, you couldn't say the same, could you?
That's but it.
Yeah, so that's how we met. So we from that start, when he come back to when he went to Pampangas back, how we communicate every day, we call every night. So that's our setup.
We had a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And it's funny because people say that these things can't happen, and I would have agreed with them, but what happened was that we spent that first 8 or 10 hours together talking, and we just talked, and in between talks we had to keep rushing out from the reception of the hotel because there were aftershocks from the earthquake which had happened that day. So we were in and out on the front of the road and then back in the hotel, and then there would be an alarm go off and we'd rush out again. But from that meeting we decided that we should not see anybody else until we had had chance to see, however unlikely it was, how this would unfold.
So we commit. It says that let's not communicate or open anybody.
What year was the earthquake?
2013.
13. So now you say that you were introduced by other friends.
Yeah.
So who were these people and what caused them to want to introduce the two of you?
It's just the online.
Oh, online friends.
So we just
Okay.
So she saw my picture and saw how incredibly dashing and handsome I was, and she sent me a text.
Oh, Okay.
And I saw how she looked, and I thought, well, hell, how could I say no? And we
that's
decided that we would meet.
Okay. And you were how far were you, Terence, at the time from where she lived at the time?
Oh, wait.
Beth took a taxi. How far was it?
No, where I am in Cebu City, right?
Oh,
He's
you-
in Pampanga. No?
But no, during the time he's staying here for
When you first met, like
Yeah.
you mentioned he was somewhere else. I didn't.
Mabalacat, Pampanga. He
Where
was
is that?
living there, and Beth
He's
was
from
in Cebu.
Pampanga.
And you were living in Cebu,
Yeah, in Cebu.
Cebu City.
So we're
And
just next
I
Okay.
was just there. I was there for a few days.
Okay.
Something made me, and I'm not dressing this up, something made me want to come to Cebu.
Cebu, yeah.
And then something introduced herself.
You know what? Sometimes I really believe that God has partners for us. I mean, if I would tell you how we met, boy, this is also another way and another unique way that God leads us to each other.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Very
right.
much, I
That's
mean.
right. I believe that too.
Yeah.
And so now as I watched you two, my father, he was remarried when he was 50. He married a 26-year-old woman,
Right, yeah.
and they lived very happily for 20 some odd years. They had quite a beautiful relationship. They were very happy together. So when I look at you two, it reminds me of that, but it also, I just think, I have a philosophy that it's more about personality and values than it is about age.
Yeah.
So what are your perspectives? How do you look at that, each of you, the age issue?
I think age is just a number, you know. The one thing that I like him is he's intelligent, right? He's intelligent, he's a good man, and at the
Right.
same time he's funny. You know, he's understood. We know that there are times that we didn't click because he's too much intelligent, and I said, okay, you know. But at the end of the day, it will always remind me that I married this man because he take me something and he complete me.
Complements it.
So, what about the good-looking part? You never mentioned good-looking or attractive, or
I think
it's just intelligent. What, am I the absent-minded professor?
when I first saw him in the picture, he's young, right? So I said, okay, could be. My friend says, okay, try to meet him. Okay, could be because he's young on that picture. I think it's you've been 10 years younger.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And then when I saw him, yeah, he's still
When you
handsome.
saw me, you said, "Oh God, damn, what the hell?" Something like that.
No, I think, could I comment on that? That, you know, no matter what age are you, but with your smartness and your intelligence inside you, and especially the flexibility to deal with any kind of people, any age, no matter what age, makes you handsome and beautiful. The inner beauty.
Yeah.
The inner beauty.
And that's what he got.
That's what he has.
Yeah.
Well,
I found it as well.
And not only that, to add to it, Terence is a handsome man. So we will continue.
Thank you, Roger. Thank God for that.
You're welcome.
I was nearly sinking out of sight there.
He is, once he wear polo, he is.
Oh my goodness.
Once he wears
So it's the polo that's handsome, not me. Oh, for God's sake! I'm not doing too well on this. The last time that we talked about this, and didn't somebody say, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, where's Terence? Didn't you say 4?
Yeah, from the beginning,
Four.
right? Yeah, because we're still getting to know each other.
Oh, the dining room chair is 4.
We're still
You know,
getting to know each other.
you know, Beth, I would like to share something along this line. When I was younger, I got married to, sure. When I was in college, I was like dreaming of a man and wanted to marry someday, somehow, a man very much older than me. Why? The reasons are, first, I idolized my father and I lost him. That was a very big impact on me. And my father was, you know, a father. you know. Secondly, I need a person to lead me, to educate me. That's it. And mostly, they are the older person. In as far as my brought up is concerned, most of the people who are having this guidance ability and leading ability are older person, much older than me. And so I had my first husband 10 years older, and he's always, please don't talk about it because we're on the same age.
I'm a little younger than she is, and when I found her, she was looking. I found one of the places she was advertising for trying to find a guy. She wanted a guy 80 years or older, and I thought, well, there I'm out of the picture.
You were just a toy boy then.
And if I would discuss it with him, he would say, "Stop this topic, stop it."
Anyway, so, but so when I look at you two, I think I think of people as they're a kind of match made in heaven type of thing. There are some people just are fit for each other, and to me, age is not an issue.
Right.
If now immaturity can be an issue if someone's immature, but I have always visualized you, Beth, as a very mature person. Are you youthful? Yes. But is Terence youthful? Very youthful.
Oh yeah, flexibility that I mentioned.
And yet mature. So in so many ways, the two of you are very similar and very alike.
Okay.
And then of course there are other ways only you know that you're different. But to me age is irrelevant. Sometimes two people the same age have much worse marriages than the people who are dramatically different in age. So that's my comment on it.
And also,
Anyway.
going back to, I was not
Hopefully
finished
you
with my
can
comment.
tell the rest of your story. We're not commenting the whole time.
I was not done with my comment. Going back to that story that I had, I think, Beth, unconsciously you were looking for that. Unconsciously, you were looking for that person. Like I had in my mind,
I think it's one thing that I lost my father 2012.
Oh, the same. See? Parang,
2012, so a lot
look at my goosebumps.
2012.
Limbaw tong
So,
balibot.
and that 4 years, I was out, right? I was here in Cebu. So from the age of 14, I was alone here with my sibling and the rest. So that time also,
Parallel.
it's like the father figure. And now some of my friends says, when they know that the age gap, some of my friends says, maybe you're just longing for a father. And I said, maybe, but as time goes past, it's like growing. That is not just a father figure; it's about the real love.
Right.
That I could feel on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you started there, Beth. You
Yeah,
start there, that father figure, as you said,
Yeah.
leading you. And then later on, you found the love.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's wonderful.
And
sorry,
yeah, and
go ahead.
it's not easy to love.
Yeah. It's easy to love.
It's easy to love.
Just
It's
remembering
easy to
that
love.
Yeah.
I have to suffer with your mouth. Beth's mouth is not terribly good. She often says to me, I wish I'd met you when you were 30. And I have to point out that she was not in existence at that time.
Yeah.
And
No, with
So-
Roger, what is very much also leading is also unconsciously the father figure, but most of all is his belief in God. I had been really looking because my late husband was Catholic, but a Catholic who only goes to church once a year. You know what I mean?
So similar values. It goes back to similar values.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then when we met, we talked a lot about his life, right? About what happened.
it took some time, I can tell you, at my age.
About his about his past life from the very beginning, how he works, how his life before, and I could feel something on myself that I need this man needs me to love him, right?
That's wonderful.
This is a little bit like the same vein where everything is always my fault, right? When we have an argument and I say, well, okay, well, I'm sorry. And then I wait for her to say, I'm sorry too. And she says, it's okay, I've already forgiven you.
Yeah, but later, yeah, I did. It's so beautiful. It's all your fault.
See, we agree on everything.
Before we get married, I pray. I pray.
Yeah.
Should I go? Because it's not easy journey that I could be with him.
Right.
Because of the age gap, a lot will look at you, right? Which is normal.
Sure.
Because there are others that still not accepting the fact about older and younger Filipina men.
Right.
So I asked guidance on it, and I just wake up in the morning. I said, "Go, okay, let's go."
Yeah.
And now I realize that we're being together because God has a purpose in it. Aside from to help each other, but at the same time to be able to be a blessing to other people, and that's what I learned in our journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
joking apart, I do have to. I do feel that there was some divine plan there. I didn't come to the Philippines with that idea in my mind that I would find Beth. I didn't come for that reason. I didn't intend to stay in the Philippines. I intended to move on, and then she came along and ruined everything. So I think that there was a plan for us to be together.
Right.
And in the beginning, we really were thinking, like most couples coming together for the first time and getting married, we thought about what shall we do with our lives now. And one of the things, which I keep saying, is we decided that we were going to leave the Philippines and that we were going to go, well, one of the choices was to go to Panama, on the same whim as my coming to Cebu. But then there was a moment when I first came to meet Beth's family at home, and as we came down to the creek, I saw Rado, who was my now brother-in-law, and he was working in the fields. And I remember that he was walking with a hand plow behind the carabao in a rice field, ankle deep in water. And I just remember thinking how hard a life that must be. And he didn't stop work. He just raised his hand like that and waved to us. And that was it. That's how, well, not unimportant, but unimportant right at that moment. Ploughing the field was more important. So I remember thinking then, even you didn't think this, did you? If you admitted, you were still thinking selfishly. And it was only me that thought of this grand mission that maybe we were supposed to be in the hall and helping her family.
Yeah, our mission started. It's him. I didn't contribute on it.
That's
From
true.
the very
It was all
beginning.
me.
Yeah, because it just started on him. Because I remember when he said, "Let's build a house for Desiree." I think that's the first house that we built.
First house? What was it?
Desiree, the disabled lady.
Yeah.
And Terence said, "Let's build a house." And I said, "We can't. We can't." And then Terence said, "Let's build. Heaven will provide it." And I said, "Okay." I got doubts on it. But he got his full belief that everything will be provided.
Will be possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's called debt.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, to wrap up, simply because I don't have much time on my video card, what are your plans for the future? I mean, obviously, in a nutshell, you've got the vlogs, you've got the channel, you've got the mission, the work that you want to do. You want to have a child. Anything else you can think of that, in relation to each other, that you want to accomplish?
Well, we will succeed. We will not give up until we have succeeded. And then when we have succeeded, I think that, as we've always tried to say, if you face things, even in the presence of fear, your life will be allowed to unfold. And by giving in to the easy way out, which often is to run away with the tail between the legs, all that you have is a very boring life. So we're going to succeed, and we're going to continue helping, and we will not worry about success on the channel, because even that is inevitable. If it's meant to be, it will be inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah, so me, I'm scared. A bit scared. I always tell Terence because of the big responsibility, right?
Sure.
But there's a sayings that let go and let God handle.
Yeah.
So that's what I always do.
Right.
Yeah,
she's-
now I feel how it's how it's like to be ambushed, ambushed and entered.
She's
It's not easy.
Well, we were careful not to interrogate.
Yeah.
We could, but we won't.
Now I know because some of the comments there. But why is it you interrogate?
Well, we think it's adorable.
Yeah.
You know, when I was young, my sister, her first, Margot, who watches your vlogs, she loves your vlogs. Her first date,
Renee as well.
her first date, my stepbrother and I came down, and we greeted her first date, and we had a shotgun in our hand, and we sat him down, and we interrogated him. Now, if you think your interrogation is interrogation, trust me, it doesn't come close to what we put this poor guy through. And when it was over, we waited until they got home, and they parked out front, and we opened up the windows and turned on all the lights and make sure that he brought her to the door. She said she never saw him again. So at least you can say, you know, your interrogations are not causing people to run away,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing.
well, we had our shotgun Nanai.
Oh,
So Nanai was the one. Nanai was the one that met us when she first met me, and the first thing that she said through Beth as an interpreter is, "What is your plan for my daughter?" That was what she said. She wanted to know what the plan was. Well, by that time, we'd already decided that we were going to get married, so it wasn't so hard. So she didn't have to do her shotgun on.
yan man yun.
Well, that's a good mother, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wonderful.
she is very
Yes.
good.
And
Very
we,
fortunate to have such a family.
yes. Well, thank you very much for you two spending the time with us.
Yeah,
It's
thank
been our
you.
pleasure.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for the prayers.
Oh,
Thank you for the prayers.
you're very
For your friendship.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we will make this a tradition and look forward to next year
Yeah.
when we see you at the waterfront, Cebu, Macton. And we will do this on a yearly basis every time I come back if you two are so able. And
You never know, we might live here.
and we may be living here soon.
We might.
Wow.
I remember
Would
one
be
of your
great.
videos. That is beautiful mountains. And what's the song? What was the song? I love it. What is the song? Beautiful.
One of my favorite videos you put out.
Yeah,
It's
you know,
where
you
they
were
had the,
surroundings, beautiful hills, the rolling
it was
hills.
Thanks
Top-
to thanks
Thanks to you. I thought while I was listening to the lyrics, I thought, bloody hell, this is really fitting your life. My goodness. And goosebumps, I tell you. I love that song. Thanks to you. Anyway,
Well,
I
thank
love
you
that.
again.
Thank you so much.
appreciate it.
Thanks to you.